Today we're diving into something I think all of us can relate to: staying calm. We've all had those moments where things get overwhelming and people around us are quick to say, "Just relax." But let's be honest, when was the last time that actually helped? Exactly. When stress hits, just being told to chill out doesn't usually work. But what if there were real, practical ways to stay calm, even when life is chaotic? In this video, I'm going to share tried and true techniques to help you find calm consistently. These aren't just quick tips. They're tools you can actually use when things get tough. Whether you're someone who's naturally calm or you find yourself feeling anxious often, we're going to cover techniques that make a real difference. Things like focusing on one task at a time, breathing exercises, even using specific kinds of content to unwind. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have some powerful, practical methods to keep calm no matter what life throws at you. Let's jump in. Why staying calm is hard for many people. Alright, so before we get into specific techniques, let's talk about why staying calm can be so difficult for a lot of us. I mean, if calmness was easy, we'd all be Zen masters by now, right? First of all, some people are just naturally calm. It's in their temperament. Maybe they were born with a calm disposition, or they grew up around people who handled stress smoothly and just picked it up along the way. But for many others, it's not so simple. You might have grown up in an environment where things were anything but calm. Maybe you were around people who were often stressed, explosive, or anxious. And when you see that day in and day out, it's really easy to pick up on those reactions without even realizing it. But here's the interesting part. Sometimes, being around that kind of stress actually has the opposite effect. Some people decide, you know what, that's not how I want to live my life. And they start to back away from it. They work really hard to create a calmer version of themselves. Still, even when you're consciously trying to stay calm, it's not always easy. Especially in the heat of the moment, it's so easy to fall back into old habits or feel overwhelmed. So, if staying calm feels like a struggle, know that you're definitely not alone. There's a lot that can make it challenging: our upbringing, our surroundings, even the way our brains are wired. But the good news is that calmness is a skill, and just like any skill, it can be learned and practiced. Problems with just relax advice. So let's talk about one of the least helpful pieces of advice when you're stressed out. Just relax. We've all heard it, right? And honestly, has it ever worked? Exactly. When someone tells you to relax, especially when you're in the middle of feeling anxious or overwhelmed, it can actually make things worse. Here's why. Saying just relax assumes that staying calm is something you can switch on, like a light, instead of something that actually requires practice. The truth is, calmness is a skill. It's something you develop over time, not just a magic button you push. And if you're feeling nervous, tense, or scattered, someone telling you to relax often makes you even more aware of how stressed you are, which can actually increase your anxiety. What's even more frustrating is that telling yourself to just relax doesn't always work either. When we're wound up, we're usually in a heightened state where our nervous system is already on high alert. That's why it's hard to jump from anxiety straight to calm. Our minds and bodies don't work like that. They need gradual steps to get there. So instead of saying just relax, what actually helps is having real practical techniques. Techniques that help you gradually shift from feeling anxious to feeling calm. Techniques for building consistent calmness. Alright, now let's get into the good stuff. Specific techniques you can use to build consistent calmness in your life. These are practical tools you can practice, so when things get hectic, you're prepared. Technique 1. Concentration and focus. First up is concentration. This is a big one, because when we focus on one task at a time instead of juggling a dozen things, we actually give our minds a chance to slow down. Multitasking might feel productive, but it often leaves us more stressed and scattered. So try this. The next time you feel overwhelmed, pick just one thing to focus on. Let everything else wait. That single focus alone can help you feel calmer, slow down your breathing, and even help you think more clearly. Technique 2. Identifying and managing triggers. Next, let's talk about triggers. We all have them. Those things that instantly make us tense up. It could be a certain song that brings back stressful memories or a situation that reminds you of a past experience. When you know what your triggers are, you can plan ahead. Have a strategy ready for when you face them, whether it's stepping away for a minute, changing your environment, or just taking a few deep breaths. Triggers lose their power when we respond with calm instead of panic. Technique 3. Deep breathing exercises. Now, here's a technique that's incredibly powerful. Deep breathing. When we breathe slowly and deeply, we're actually telling our nervous system to relax. I'll guide you through a quick breathing exercise right now. Take a deep breath in, hold it for just a second, and then exhale slowly. Do that a few times, and you'll notice your whole body starting to relax. This is something you can do anytime, anywhere to reset your stress levels. Technique 4. Mindfulness practices. Another way to build calmness is by practicing mindfulness. This can be as simple as a few minutes of meditation, some yoga, or even just sitting quietly and focusing on your breath. If yoga or meditation isn't your thing, no worries. Just try spending a few quiet moments each day focusing on your breath or surroundings. These mindful moments help create a habit of calm. Technique 5. Engaging with calming content. Sometimes one of the best ways to calm down is to distract yourself with some calming content. Lighthearted or even nonsensical shows can help take your mind off stress. It might sound simple, but it works. Turning off your busy thoughts, even for a few minutes, can reset your mood and help you feel more grounded. Technique 6. Visualization and positive self-talk. And finally, let's talk about visualization and self-talk. When you visualize calmness, it's amazing how your body and mind start to follow. Try closing your eyes and picturing a peaceful place, like the beach, a forest, or anywhere that feels relaxing to you. Pair that with positive self-talk. Remind yourself that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. Saying things like, "I'm okay," or "I can handle this," can actually help shift your mindset from anxious to calm. So those are 6 powerful techniques to help you stay calm. Focusing on one task at a time, identifying and managing triggers, practicing deep breathing, using mindfulness, enjoying calming content, and trying visualization and positive self-talk. Remember, calmness is a skill that gets stronger with practice. Practice and patience. Alright, now that we've covered all these great techniques for staying calm, let's talk about 2 things that are absolutely essential to making them work: practice and patience. When it comes to building a calm mindset, think of it like building any other skill. Just like learning to play an instrument or mastering a new sport, staying calm takes practice. And here's the truth: no one becomes a calm master overnight. It's a journey. At first, these techniques might feel a little strange or even difficult, especially when you're in a high-stress situation. But the more you practice them, the more natural they'll feel. You'll start to notice that calming down becomes easier, and those anxious reactions start to feel less automatic. And let's talk about patience. You might have days where you feel on top of the world, totally calm and collected, and other days where things still feel overwhelming. And that's okay. Progress isn't always a straight line, and patience with yourself is key. So here's a little tip: celebrate your small wins. Every time you take a deep breath, catch a trigger, or choose to focus on one task instead of 10, you're building that calm muscle. Over time, these little wins add up, and calmness becomes part of who you are. One great way to keep track of your progress is by journaling or noting down moments when you use these techniques. It helps you see how far you've come, even when it doesn't feel like it. So remember, calmness is a skill, and every time you practice, you're getting stronger. Be patient with yourself, celebrate each step, and trust that with time, you'll see real progress. Conclusion. Alright, so now you're equipped with a whole toolkit of techniques to help you build consistent calmness. We've talked about focusing on one task at a time, managing triggers, practicing deep breathing, bringing mindfulness into your day, enjoying calming content, and using visualization and positive self-talk. These tools are all about creating that sense of calm from the inside out. Remember, the key here is to practice and be patient with yourself. Calmness is a skill that takes time to grow, and every step you take, no matter how small, is progress worth celebrating. So, take things one day at a time. Maybe start with just one technique that resonates with you and build from there. Little by little, you'll find that these moments of calm start to feel natural and become part of who you are. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to a calmer life. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building inner peace and resilience. I'd also love to hear from you. Share in the comments, what's one technique you're excited to try? Or if you have your own methods for staying calm, let us know. We're all here to learn from each other. Take care, stay calm, and I'll see you in the next video.